Here is Cal in Georgia joining us today. Hey, Cal, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, Eddie, I would like to share a few points with Aerosmith, if that's okay.
Sure.
Okay, the first thing is, ever since you came back from the Janie's event, all you've ever said is Steven Tyler may never perform again. And for a younger guy who never got the chance to see the band, that's kind of demoralizing. And I'm all for a band not tarnishing their legacy, but for me, it's kind of diminishing. And the second thing is, with your interview with Joe Perry, he said that they're talking about doing a final show. And the other thing is, correct me if I'm wrong, do you know the extent of Steven Tyler's vocal injury? Because a lot of us know that he just can't tour anymore. He never said anything about doing a final show.
Yeah, so Cal, I think that, and I understand your point at being a younger guy, you'd love to see the band, you'd love to see Steven do it again. Unfortunately, and thanks, Cal, time stops for nobody, and some of these guys just, reach a point they cannot do it. The interesting thing about Steven is that the times he has sung since his vocal injury, he has done very well. I mean, he crushed it at Back to the Beginning doing Whole Lotta Love. I saw him at the Grammy party in January. He sounded great, but he was only doing 3-4 songs. I think the bigger concern, because you got to remember, Aerosmith has now aborted at least 2 tours, maybe more, I can't remember exactly, but somewhere around 2 or 3 tours that they had to abort because of Steven's vocal concerns. One, a massive U.S. tour that they did 1 show and had to shut it down. And then here in Vegas, I believe 2 different occasions they had to shut down the residency. That is very, very expensive when that happens. Very expensive. The promoter takes a hit, the band takes a hit, the crew takes a hit. You build all this gear, all this staging, all this rehearsal, and nothing comes back. It's very costly. So I think a lot of it is about the concern of that happening again. To put a 78-year-old singer on the road and say we're going to do 30 shows and think they're going to be able to get through it. However, to your point, Cal, I don't think it's out of the question for them to potentially do 1 show or even a weekend as a final thing. You would think that would probably be in Boston. But I don't think that, or here's something else you could do, right? You could do an Aerosmith farewell show sort of thing and have guest singers there. Kind of like if you've seen and know what goes on at Tyler's Grammy party, he has other singers on stage with him, not only to duet on stuff, but to also maybe be a bit of a security blanket for him. For instance, Chris Robinson will be up there singing with him on the same song. This year, Youngblood came out and sang a song with him. So, yeah, he's out there on his own for a couple songs, but then for a couple songs, he's got other people singing with him, which takes some of the pressure and stress off of him and provides a layer of security if he's having an issue. So something like that, as a fully conceived concert, tribute, farewell to Aerosmith, and you get 6 songs Steven solo up there, and you get 6 more songs of Steven and Chris Robinson and Steven and Youngblood and Steven and whoever, Sammy Hagar, whoever, and then you get 6 songs where Steven's not even out there and you have guest singers. And there's an 18-song set, and it's not all on him. And you know what? If it had to be canceled for whatever reason, you're not taking down a whole tour. That, to me, is something that I think could and should happen.